You can feel it, can't you? That shift in his energy. The silence that once felt like distance, now feels like pressure, building, breaking, pushing him to the edge. The divine masculine has reached his limit. He's done running, he's done hiding, he's done pretending he doesn't feel you. But here's the truth. Now it's not about him anymore. It's about you. Because the universe has placed the next move in your hands. And what you do now will decide how everything unfolds. There comes a moment in every twin flame journey when the divine masculine simply cannot carry the weight of resistance anymore. For so long, he has convinced himself that running was the answer, that hiding was protection, that silence was strength. He believed he could control this connection by ignoring it, delaying it, distracting himself with anything and anyone that wasn't you. But resistance has a cost. Every step he took away from you was another layer of heaviness pressing on his soul. Every excuse he told himself was another chain around his heart. Every distraction he clung to became emptier with time, until the very things he thought kept him safe turned into prisons. Now he has reached his limit. This isn't about something outside of him, not his job, not his relationships, not even the external circumstances that seem to hold him back. This breaking point is internal. It's that silent moment when his soul says, no more. No more pretending, no more hiding, no more acting like he doesn't feel you burning in his chest every single day. From the outside, he may still look composed. He may still try to live his life as if nothing has shifted. But inside, something irreversible has happened. His spirit is louder than his ego. His truth is stronger than his fear. And when the soul makes that decision, the body and the mind eventually have no choice but to follow. For the masculine, this threshold is terrifying. It's the edge of himself. To arrive here means he must face everything he has avoided. The fear of abandonment, the fear of inadequacy, the fear of being seen fully. But it also means something sacred. The illusions that once held him no longer have power. He cannot go back. He cannot unfeel the truth. He cannot deny you anymore, not to himself, not even in silence. Have you felt it? That sudden heaviness in his energy that isn't about rejection, but restlessness. That strange shift in the field where his silence feels charged, almost trembling. That's because his soul has reached the point where it refuses to play small. And when the soul reaches this limit, his entire life begins to shake. This is why you may notice his energy leaking through to you more often, in dreams, in sudden emotions that aren't yours, in moments where you feel his presence, without reason. His resistance is breaking down. The walls he built so carefully cannot contain him anymore. His energy seeks you instinctively because you are the anchor, the mirror, the only place that feels like home. But here's the paradox. Reaching his limit is not collapse, it is awakening. The very pressure that breaks him is the same force that transforms him. This isn't weakness. This is his strength finally breaking through the cage of his ego. And as painful as it is for him, this is sacred ground. For the feminine, this stage can be confusing. She feels his struggle. She senses his energy pressing closer, but she wonders, does this mean he's finally coming toward me? Or is it just another cycle? The answer is, this moment always brings him closer, because once the masculine reaches his true limit, there is no going back. His soul has already chosen union. His spirit has already surrendered. The limit is not the end. The limit is the beginning. It's the point where he stops fighting his truth and begins to align with it. And though it may not show in his physical actions immediately, the decision has already been made inside him. He has reached the edge, and at that edge, only one truth remains. He needs you, not because he is weak, not because he wants saving, but because his soul knows you are the mirror, the key, the anchor of his awakening. This is the breaking point, and it is holy. What being done really means. When we say the divine masculine is done, it can be easy to misunderstand. Done doesn't mean he has given up on you. Done doesn't mean the connection has faded. Done doesn't mean he's walking away. Quite the opposite. It means his soul has reached the place where running no longer works, where silence no longer protects him, and where illusions no longer hold power. Being done means the old strategies have collapsed. The escapes he once used, work, distractions, shallow relationships, even self-denial, no longer bring him relief. They used to numb him just enough to keep pretending he could live without you. But now, the numbness itself has become unbearable. What once felt like control now feels like suffocation. What once seemed like safety now feels like a cage. Being done means he cannot keep lying to himself. The excuses that once worked. I'm not ready. She deserves better. This is too complicated. I'll figure it out later. No longer soothe him. Instead, they torment him. His own words ring hollow. His own walls feel like chains. He looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize the man staring back. because the image is a mask he can no longer wear. Have you noticed this shift? Before, his distance felt cold, almost convincing, as if he had moved on. But now his absence feels heavy, restless, alive. You sense him pressing into your field more than ever, even when he doesn't speak. That's what being done really means. He cannot disconnect from you, no matter how hard he tries. It also means his pride has started to crack. For so long, he told himself that vulnerability was weakness, that needing anyone, especially you, was dangerous. But now, his spirit knows the truth. Not reaching for you is what makes him weak. Denying you drains him. Avoiding you destroys him. Being done means the ego has lost the fight, and the soul is finally taking over. But here is the paradox. Being done doesn't always look like action right away. The feminine often expects him to show up immediately, to confess everything, to step into union the moment his walls collapse. But this process takes time. Imagine carrying armor for years, only to suddenly realize it's killing you. You don't throw it off in one motion. You loosen it piece by piece. You test the air on your skin. You tremble as you release each layer. That's where he is now. So what does this mean for you? The feminine. It means his silence is no longer resistance. It's transition. His energy is shifting. His truth is surfacing. And though his actions may lag, the inner decision has already been made. Being done means he cannot go back to the way things were. He may stall, he may hesitate, but his soul will no longer allow him to choose illusions. And that's the sacred key. Done doesn't mean collapse. It means surrender. It means the masculine has reached the end of his fight with himself. It means he is standing on the threshold, trembling, but facing the only path left, the path toward you. So, if you feel his energy pressing closer, if you sense his silence shifting from emptiness to fullness, if you catch glimpses of him in dreams or waves of emotion that don't belong to you, trust it. That is what being done really means. Because at this stage, he isn't running anymore. He isn't hiding anymore. He isn't pretending anymore. His soul has chosen, and even if his body hasn't caught up yet, the truth is already written. He is done with the illusions. He is done with the masks. And now, all that remains is you. One of the first signs that the masculine is truly done running is not something you see in his actions. It's something you feel in his energy. Long before he speaks, long before he reaches out, long before he changes anything in the physical, his energy starts to shift. And if you are the divine feminine, tuned into this connection, you will feel it in ways that are undeniable. At first, his energy was heavy in silence, almost cold. When he pulled away, it felt final, like a door slammed shut. You felt rejection, abandonment, absence. His silence seemed to echo with no, but then something changes. The silence no longer feels empty. Instead, it begins to carry weight, pressure, restlessness. You feel him trembling in your field, as if his soul is pressing closer even while his body resists. Have you noticed it? That sudden rush of emotion that isn't yours. The waves of longing, sadness, or restlessness that hit you without warning. That's him. Those aren't your feelings. They are his energy spilling into your space. The walls he once held so tightly are cracking, and through those cracks, his truth is leaking out. Dreams often become stronger in this stage. You may see him more vividly than ever, sometimes with tears, sometimes reaching for you, sometimes simply present in a way that feels more real than waking life. When you wake, it feels like he was really there, and in a way, he was. Because his soul reaches for you energetically before he has the courage to do it physically. His energy also feels different in subtler ways. You may notice your body reacting, a sudden warmth in your chest, a pulse in your solar plexus, a tingling in your skin. You may find yourself thinking of him at the exact moment he's thinking of you. You may hear his name more often or see signs, numbers, synchronicities that seem to shout his presence. None of this is random. These are the markers of an energy shift, the evidence that his resistance is breaking down. For the masculine, this shift is overwhelming. He doesn't fully understand what's happening. He tries to push it away, but it only grows louder. He may wake up restless, unable to sleep, pacing without knowing why. He may feel drawn to his phone, tempted to reach out, but frozen in hesitation. He may feel a gnawing emptiness even in places and relationships that once distracted him. His soul is moving, even if his body hasn't caught up. And for the feminine, this stage is both confirmation and test. Confirmation, because she finally feels him pressing closer after so much silence. Test, because she is challenged not to collapse into impatience when his physical actions don't immediately match his energetic pull. This is where trust is demanded. She must learn to read the energy as truth, even when the outer world lags behind. Think of it like a storm building on the horizon. Long before the rain falls, you feel the air shift, the pressure build, the wind change direction. The masculine's energy is the same. His shift is the gathering storm of surrender, and once it reaches full force, the physical must follow. So if you've been feeling his presence more intensely, if your dreams are filled with him, if your body feels restless in ways you can't explain, trust it. You are not imagining things. You are sensing the most sacred transition, the moment his soul stops fighting and starts reaching. Because once his energy shifts, there is no going back. The body may hesitate, the words may delay, but the truth has already begun its journey to you. Why the feminine holds the final key. The divine masculine may have reached his limit, but the truth is this: he cannot complete the journey alone. He can collapse into surrender. He can feel the ache of his soul. He can reach the edge of himself. But the actual key that anchors union rests in the hands of the divine feminine. Why? Because she is the mirror. She is the one who holds the vibration steady when his energy is chaotic. She is the one who remembers the truth when his fear tries to rewrite the story. She is the anchor, the living reminder of what this connection really is. And without her alignment, the energy between them cannot stabilize enough to manifest reunion. This is why the universe places the weight here. When the masculine is done resisting, the feminine must rise. It's not about chasing him. It's not about fixing him. It's not about proving herself or trying to drag him into awareness. It's about embodying the truth she already knows. It's about refusing to collapse into doubt when his old patterns crumble. It's about holding steady in her alignment so that when his illusions fall away, there is something solid, something true for him to land in. The feminine holds the final key because she is the one who can either amplify his fear or anchor his surrender. If she reacts with desperation, chasing, or clinging, she mirrors his old wound, the belief that love is control. But if she responds with steadiness, groundedness, and trust, she mirrors the truth of the soul, that love is freedom, safety, and home. Have you noticed how your energy impacts his? When you spiral into fear, suddenly he feels more distant. But when you step back into your power, into your calm, into your knowing, he feels it too, and he softens. This is not imagination. This is the reality of an energetic bond that transcends physical space. The masculine can reach his breaking point, but it is the feminine's alignment that unlocks the door. She is the one who chooses not to collapse into the illusion of rejection, but to hold the deeper truth. His soul has already chosen me. That choice, that faith, that embodiment is what allows union to anchor into reality. Think of it this way. The masculine's surrender is the spark, but the feminine's alignment is the flame. Without her steady fire, his spark has nowhere to burn. And this is not a burden, it is empowerment. The feminine is not a victim waiting on him to wake up. She is the one who already holds the key. And the moment she realizes this, everything shifts. She stops asking, "When will he come back?" and begins embodying, "I already carry the union in my energy." And when that embodiment is strong enough, the masculine cannot resist, because his soul recognizes the resonance of home, and she is it. So if you are the feminine, this is your call. Do not collapse into fear when you sense him trembling. Do not chase when you feel his energy pull. Do not question your worth when his actions don't yet match his soul. Instead, hold the frequency. Trust what you feel. Anchor the truth. Because the masculine may have reached his end, but only the feminine can turn the ending into a beginning. She holds the final key. What you must do now. The masculine has reached his limit. His walls are breaking. His silence is trembling. His soul is restless with the weight of everything he can no longer deny. But this is the part of the journey where the spotlight shifts. He may be done running, but the next move belongs to you. So the question is, what must the feminine do now? First, she must stop waiting passively. Waiting is not alignment. Waiting holds the vibration of lack. I don't have it yet. I am not complete until he arrives. That energy only creates more delay. Instead, the feminine must step into presence, into action, into the embodiment of the union as if it already exists. This doesn't mean reaching out to chase him or trying to pull him back physically. It means living as the woman whose soul is already whole, already chosen, already in union. Second, she must release the need for proof. The ego craves evidence, messages, calls, declarations. But the soul works differently. The soul knows before the body catches up. Haven't you felt it? The pressure in your chest, the waves of his energy, the synchronicities that won't stop. That is proof. The feminine's task now is to trust it, to lean into it, to stop demanding validation from the external and anchor what she already knows internally. Third, she must guard her energy. At this stage, the masculine is fragile. His ego is collapsing. His pride is dissolving. His soul is crying out. If the feminine spirals into fear, desperation, or chasing, she destabilizes the field. But if she holds calm, steady, grounded energy, she becomes the safe place his soul longs for. Do you see how important this is? Your energy is not just yours. It shapes the container of the union itself. Fourth, she must choose alignment over reaction. The masculine may still hesitate. He may still wobble. He may still test the waters, unsure of how to step forward after so long resisting. The feminine must resist the urge to lash out, punish, or collapse into old wounds. Instead, she must respond from alignment, love, truth, sovereignty. That is what anchors him. That is what invites his full surrender. Fifth, she must embody her mission. The union is not the goal. It is the platform. It's the foundation for something bigger, your shared purpose. When the feminine steps into her mission, her truth, her light, she radiates the very frequency that calls him home. The masculine feels her moving in purpose, and it pulls him out of illusion. He realizes that her energy is not only love, but destiny. So what must you do now? Stop waiting. Start embodying. Stop demanding proof. Start trusting the signs. Guard your energy like it is sacred, because it is. Choose alignment over reaction, even when fear tempts you. Step into your mission, because union serves something bigger than both of you. This is the moment where the universe asks the feminine, will you rise? Because his soul has already surrendered. His ego is already breaking. The only thing left is for you to hold steady in your truth long enough for him to step fully into it. The masculine is done. Now it's your turn. The masculine may be done resisting, but that doesn't mean the union simply falls into place without effort. His soul has surrendered, yes, but the sacred work now rests in the hands of the feminine. Because union is not created by words or promises, it is anchored through energy, through alignment, through the vibration you hold in your everyday life. What does this mean? It means that alignment becomes the bridge between his inner awakening and the physical manifestation of your reunion. When you are in alignment, you are not swayed by his hesitation. You don't collapse when his actions take time to catch up with his soul. You don't spiral into fear because the physical isn't moving fast enough. Instead, you hold steady in the knowing that union is already here in spirit, and the physical is simply aligning with what has already been written. Alignment means choosing presence over waiting. It means embodying your wholeness now, not postponing your happiness until he arrives. Haven't you felt how different your energy becomes when you shift from "I'm waiting for him" to "I'm living as though I'm already in union"? One feels heavy, desperate, incomplete. The other feels magnetic, radiant, irresistible. That's because energy doesn't lie. And the masculine feels the difference too. Alignment also means mastering your reactions. There will be moments when his fear still flickers, when he hesitates or withdraws slightly as he adjusts to living without his old defenses. In those moments, your ego will want to panic, to demand, to chase. But alignment means responding differently. It means breathing, trusting, holding the frequency of love instead of collapsing into fear. That steadiness becomes the very thing that allows him to feel safe enough to keep moving closer. Another layer of alignment is devotion to your own path. The more you step into your mission, your light, your truth, the more magnetic you become. Union is not only about romance, it is about purpose. When the feminine stands firmly in her mission, she radiates a frequency that calls the masculine out of his illusions and into his own purpose. He feels it in his bones. With her, I am not only loved. With her, I am home to my destiny. Alignment is not passive. It is active, intentional, disciplined. It means choosing every day to live in the vibration of the soul rather than the fire of the ego. It means seeing beyond appearances, beyond temporary delays, beyond the chaos of collapsing illusions, and holding the deeper truth. The union is already alive. So, how do you anchor the union? Through alignment? By embodying wholeness now, not waiting for him to complete you. By responding from love, not fear, even when he hesitates. By protecting your energy, staying grounded, and refusing to be pulled into illusion. By walking your mission, shining your light, and becoming the frequency of home. By holding the knowing that his surrender is real, even if his body is still catching up. When the feminine does this, she becomes the anchor. She becomes the unshakable center around which the chaos calms. She becomes the steady flame that guides the masculine into his full surrender. The truth is, the masculine may be done resisting, but without the feminine's alignment, the energy has nowhere to land. Her alignment is the bridge. Her steadiness is the container. Her presence is the final key. Because union is not created when he finally shows up at your door. Union is created now, in the alignment you choose, in the truth you embody, in the vibration you anchor into the field every single day. So, if you are the feminine, hear this clearly. The masculine is done. His soul has surrendered. And now, your alignment is what transforms surrender into union. You are the anchor. You are the bridge. You are the one who makes union inevitable. There comes a point in the twin flame journey where the story flips. For so long, the feminine has carried the weight of waiting, longing, wondering when he will finally awaken. She has cried, surrendered, healed, and risen through every cycle of silence and resistance. And now something shifts. The masculine has reached his end. He is done resisting. His soul has surrendered. But that does not mean the journey is finished. It means the torch is passed. Now it's you. When the masculine is done, it doesn't look like fireworks in the physical, not at first. It looks like a restlessness in his silence, an ache in his chest, a trembling in his energy that you feel no matter what he says or does. It looks like him running out of distractions, like him staring at the life he built and realizing it no longer fits. It looks like him standing at the cliff edge of his own illusions, with nothing left to cling to. And in that moment, the feminine has the choice: collapse into doubt or rise into alignment. Because here is the truth: his surrender does not create the union. Your alignment does. His energy may have shifted, but without you anchoring the field, it cannot hold. He may be done, but if you are not steady, if you fall back into fear, the energy destabilizes again. That's why the universe turns to you now. That's why the question has shifted from when will he wake up to what will you do now that he has. This is where you embody everything your soul has been preparing you for. You don't wait. You live. You don't chase. You trust. You don't spiral. You stand steady. You don't demand proof. You know the truth. The masculine being done means the heavy lifting of his resistance is over. The energy that once pushed you away is now pressing toward you. And if you can hold alignment, the momentum becomes unstoppable. The reunion becomes inevitable. Not because you forced it, not because you begged for it, but because you anchored it. Do you see the sacred design here? The masculine had to break down so he could surrender, and the feminine had to rise so she could anchor. Together, these pieces form the bridge to union. One without the other cannot hold. But now the balance is here. He has surrendered, and you are being called to embody. So, beloved feminine, this is your moment. Do not look back at the cycles of running and waiting. Do not doubt because of the illusions he once chose. Do not shrink because of the time it took. See the truth that is alive now. The masculine is done. His soul has chosen. His spirit has surrendered. And the final step is yours, to hold the key, to anchor the union, to live the frequency of home so fully that he cannot help but walk into it. This is the final message. The masculine is done. Now it's you. Because the reunion is not a question of if. It never was. It has always been a question of when. And the when begins the moment you decide to rise. So rise. Anchor the truth. Live as though union is already here, because in the spirit it is. And soon the physical will have no choice but to follow.